Venom: The Last Dance is finally here. Is it really The Last Dance? Are we hoping we get him back? Do we want him back? Let's talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so I just saw Venom: The Last Dance, and I will say this. I would definitely have to say that out of all three, this is the best out of Venom movies. Let's face it, Venom 2 with Carnage was a bit of a letdown. I don't hate the movie, but I don't love the movie either. It's just like, I was just satisfied with the fact that we got a live action Carnage, but the fact that Spidey is not involved does take away from what it should be. And also, not making these movies rated R does take away from it, because, well, Venom is a pretty hardcore character, and he can start out with Spidey as a PG-13 and then move into R on his own, but let's face it, that's not the way studios work, and Sony is the one that has the say on all the Spidey characters.
Oh, shit!
This movie is not for everyone, so if you enjoyed Venom 1 and you enjoyed somewhat Venom 2, this movie is for you. This is for the Venom fans. I did thoroughly enjoy the first movie. I've seen it plenty of times. It had that rewatch ability, and I still enjoy it now. I could go back even after watching the third one and watch the first one again. And the second one still has the rewatchability as well. While I also am upset at it, while I watch it, there's some scenes that I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And Venom's a pretty badass character, and they do depict that. Not fully, but they depict it. Now, one of my main concerns going into this movie was, of course, the villain, Null. That was one of my main concerns in watching this movie, and I was worried about it because of what was depicted about Carnage. But I'm glad with the way that they treated Null in this movie. And all, without giving any spoilers or anything, I will just simply state that they're giving him the Thanos treatment. And when you see the movie this weekend, you will know exactly what that means. They're giving Null the Thanos treatment, which is really freaking awesome, because it does leave it in a way that he can be a major big bad in the foreseeable future. Will our Venom be part of that, given that this movie is literally surrounded about the entire press that this is the last Venom movie that is ever going to happen, or that Tom Hardy is never going to be Venom ever again? He stated at New York Comic Con that the only way that he will ever come back to play the role of Venom again is if he is against Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and I am so for it, because I am sick of waiting for this to happen. I really like Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock. I think he actually is a very charismatic and enjoyable on screen. Now back to if this movie is awesome, if it's worth it. Storyline, you're not gonna, if a dramatic story in this movie is not gonna happen. It is not about that. The plot line can be kind of flat at times. It can be a little bit campy at times as well. But you know what? This type of movie is actually, it gets a pass with me when it comes to some of the campy stuff, because of the Venom character and how it's been treated throughout the last two movies. And it is awesome. It is funny. It is entertaining, which is the number one thing, is that a superhero movie needs to be entertaining and badass. The action scenes are very badass throughout the entirety of the movie. There's a couple of weird moments. I'm actually questioning more of the reason why I actually enjoyed that, but I did enjoy it. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was pretty funny. Did they destroy or nerf the main villain? No, they did not. And that is the best part. So go out, watch Venom. It's a good time. I actually loved it. I think it definitely is one of the best out of the three. And I really get to see Tom Hardy be Eddie Brock Venom once again in the near future, especially with that big bad messing everything up in the MCU, hopefully. So go watch it. It's a good time.
Oh, yeah! Mrs. Chang! Mrs. Chang!